Primeau fan.
Thank you for having me.
Your fans are like...
What an honor to be here, Pete. You're a legend. You're a rock star.
I'm a legend in my own mind, said my wife.
If I can do it, anybody can do it.
I'm Mr. Selling from the Heart. What's this guy, Larry Levine, going to teach me about selling from the heart?
You are one of the most generous and authentic people around, and I think that's why you and your show are so attractive to people.
Welcome to the P. Primeau Show. It is episode 269. What's next in mattress retail? I cannot wait to get into this. We have RJ Williams and Sheila Long O'Mara with us, and I cannot wait to get into it. First, let's pay the bills really quickly. If you haven't bought my book, Sell a Million, what are you waiting for? Best compliment I ever got on this book is from my good friend, Doug Stewart. It's a great marketing and a great business book. Take out the words furniture, take out the words mattress. It's just a great business and marketing book. If you want a sales book, I've got a sales book for you. As a matter of fact, 10 of my friends helped contribute. Miles and miles of retail selling greatness. How to sell more mattresses this year. And in reality, how to sell more mattresses like 4 or 5 minutes into the book, literally. My good friend, Jeff Giannakavo, Chris Tahaney, Brent Batterman, Randy Thompson, Steve Carnes, Mel Opp, Justin Trumbo, Mark Klingenberg, Keith Cassinguy, and the great Scott Vaughn all wrote chapters in this book. Guys, I'm super proud how this book turned out. After I finished writing it, I asked myself a question: what's changed? And that's what led to asking all of these great respected leaders in our industry to write chapters in the book to make sure it was super relevant. And by the way, if you have to do a weekly sales meeting, you can take this book, chop it up, and you've got 3 years worth of sales meetings done for you. So it's I just couldn't have been more proud with how this book turned out. I want to thank Jeff Giannakavo, who's written multiple books over the years and who guided me through this process of writing my second book, and everybody that contributed to it. It's special. It will help you sell more mattresses. No BS, no fluff, just real selling techniques, selling perspectives that will help you and your customer have the best experience possible, and it will elevate the industry. So thank you guys. Grab it on Amazon. It's like $20. It's just ridiculously stupid. And I have an announcement, a little tease. RJ Williams has agreed to do a chapter in my next book. So you look forward to that. And I'd like to thank my friends at Mattress Industry Network Group, Steve and Greg, for sponsoring the show. If you want to learn how to build, market, sell, and succeed in the mattress industry, this is the group for you. It's a free Facebook group, and everybody's in here. So if you're not completely networked in this industry, this is the place to do it. If you want to learn by other people's mistakes and not have to learn with your own mistakes, this is the place to be. Close to 3,000, if not 3,000 strong. Join this group, guys. It's an absolutely great group. And thank you, Greg, and thank you, Steve, for sponsoring the show. Appreciate you guys. If you are in the mattress business and you're serious about winning, join MRT. It's a Facebook group. It's a coaching group. It's a mastermind of sorts. It is just an unbelievably great thing to belong to. And I think it's like $99 a month still. It is ridiculously cheap. And it's literally a who's who of winners in this group, and to network with these people and to get the best practices. And again, why learn the hard way? Tried and proven ways to win in the mattress industry. And you know the guy that is running this thing, Jeff Janakovo, he's not like an academic. He has a mattress store in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. He's got intense competition. He wins at higher prices and higher margins, and he can show you how to do it too. So hit that QR code and join Mattress Retailer Toolkit. Our friend RJ belongs to it. I belong to it. It's a great group. You should be in there too. And guys, this is near and dear to my heart. SleepNXT, it is happening. And if you're not in Charlotte Harbor, Florida here on May 12th through the 14th, you're missing it. I will be there. If anybody that has bought my book, bring the book. I'll sign it for you. As a matter of fact, I'll give you, let's schedule something. Let's schedule a half-hour coaching call for free. My thank you for investing in my book. So guys, do not miss this event. This is huge. If you're not familiar with it, if you remember the old Bedding Conference, this is the old Bedding Conference reinvented. Sheila, thank you for leading the way on this. And RJ, I would like you to just jump in here and tell a little bit more in detail about it. Can you jump in here, RJ? RJ, you're not.
I'm here, baby.
Okay, go.
I'm here. No, so this is Bedding Conference Reimagined, right? This is the next step, the evolution of what was known as Bedding Conference. This is SleepNXT, right? This is the next evolution of taking retailers and bring them to that next level, right? And bringing retailers together, bringing manufacturers together, bringing reps together under one roof to make real solutions and real innovations in our industry, Pete. I'm super excited. I've attended Bedding Conference, but SleepNXT, the reimagined SleepNXT Conference, is going to be something spectacular. The renewed focus on retailers and more core groups as far as actual, instead of just sitting up on stage and listening to somebody speak at all times, that you're going to be actually involved, questions and answers and panels. It's really going to be something special, Pete.
I know. That's why I'm going to be there. I'm trying to talk Miss Jenny into it as well. So we'll see how that goes. Guys, I think that's it for all of our sponsors. So without a further ado, let's get started. And I saw some comments in there. Chris, why don't you just pull those up real quick and we'll say hi to everybody. Cumberland Furniture Mattress Outlet, you are amazing and generous, Pete. Is this you, Becky and Brad? Hey, Kelly. Thank you for being here, Kelly. Kelly Charles says, hi, all. Chad Fisher, I'll be there and want an autograph for sure. Oh, Chad.
He'll sell it on eBay.
You are too funny. And Willen Grozel, 1833, excited to hear from Sheila. I'm excited to hear from Sheila as well. And there she is, Tara. Thank you, Tara, for being here. Happy Monday. Let's go, Tara says. And Gordon Heck, happy Monday, Pete, Sheila, and RJ. I'm ready to rock and roll in snowy Missouri. Yes, it's a great time for a show. And Tim, also known as Tattoo Tim, let's go. Finally fully staffed and present. Miss this show. ADHD. Oh, that's our friend Nicholas in Alabama. Good morning. And Kristen Sugar. Hi, Pete. Hi, Sheila. Hi, RJ. Woo, woo. Let's go. I think that's it. And the great Scott Vaughn. If you don't have those two books in your library, then you're not in the mattress business yet. Wow,
Preach.
Chris, you know how to pull on my heartstrings. Chris Dehaney, RJ is putting in some serious extra shifts, raising awareness on SleepNXT Conference, arguably more than any single person or vendor, and his care for this business is inspiring. Just wanted him to know that it is noticed. Looking forward to seeing Sheila, RJ, and all the attendees at Sleep Next. Wouldn't miss it for anything. Chris, you're going to see me too, in case you missed that.
It's okay.
So.
Let them get the important stuff out. Thank you, Chris. Love you, buddy.
Oh, Chris, that was very kind of you. Thank you for that, for RJ and for Sheila. All right, guys. What's near and dear to your heart right now? Let's talk.
Well,
I think Sleep
I'll
Next.
I'll jump back in. I don't
Sleep
mind.
Next is near and dear to your heart, RJ. It's all you talk about.
Next. It is. So, and Chris is right. I've been promoting, I've been pushing because it's important, right? And Pete, I think one of the most important things, you and I met at a masterclass, right?
Scott Vaughn's masterclass.
Scott Vaughn's at Wingo Coaching Masterclass. That's where
Kentucky.
we met. And let me tell you, these events, Sleep Next, more than just, again, the amazing speakers, and we're going to go over that list today. I mean, the talent that's going to be there is astronomical, right? The people that are there that are going to be contributing and helping to help keep, push this industry into the next 10 years and to lead this industry into the future and all the changes that are coming down. The networking opportunities, Pete. The networking opportunities, a lot of the real work, a lot of the real relationships are built during the breakfast, during the social hours, right? After the conference is over, when you're sitting around and you're talking shop and you're sitting there with executives, you're sitting there with RSAs, people who love this industry and want to see it succeed, who want to see it move into the next chapter, to move into the next evolution. That's where the magic really, really happens. Some of my best relationships, Pete, and we've echoed this, have come from that time.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say this. I want everyone to really understand this and hear this because it's super important. You really separate the serious people from the not so serious people with live events. Live events, that's where you can look somebody in the eye, you can shake their hand, and on a break, you guys can talk about a challenge that you're having. And the person that you might have just met had the same exact challenge. Guys and gals, we all have the same challenges. And chances are somebody's already been through what you're wrestling around with. And listen, I'm a big believer in learning from other people's mistakes and learning from other people's successes too. And, RJ, I mean, like, I already liked you from social media, but I was looking for this really skinny guy and I couldn't find him. But this guy over here sounded just like RJ. And I'm like, I think that's him. And once we were fast friends, like immediately, a lot of common things in life. As a matter of fact, I thought I had a hard life until I met you. Thank you for showing me what real toughness really looks like, because I'm a wimp compared to you, my friend. So I want anybody that's on the fence about this, I want you to just think about this. What if there's one or two things that would propel your business to success? Maybe you're making it just barely. Maybe you're not just making it, and you can make one or two adjustments and you can start to have real success, the success that your family deserves, the success that you deserve, and the success that your customers deserve. I mean, we're not talking about flea flickers and double reverses. We're talking about blocking and tackling and creating superior customer experience so that your customer loves to come into your store. They don't feel like, they settled. So for so many years, so many customers would buy a mattress by default. They just got tired and they just said, well, this is as good as it's going to get. And they just bought. We don't want that anymore. We want our customers to walk out and go, man, Tara was amazing. Oh my Lord. Like Tim McDonald, he's unbelievable. He is like, I love that dude. That's what we want. That's how we're going to build this industry. And Sheila, you've been around, a long time, and you've watched some progression. You've watched some growth. And I think you realize with me and RJ that the best is yet to come.
There's definitely been a lot of changes in this industry in the last, 5 5 years, with COVID, everything's shifted a lot. And it's hard being a retailer right now, right? You've got consumers are shopping more and more online, starting their journey there. They're researching. They bought mattresses that maybe weren't the right ones for them during COVID, and so they're looking for something different. And at Furniture Today, we're so enamored of what our retail partners and our manufacturing partners across the landscape do every day, servicing customers and making sure that they have the right products to sleep. And so SleepNXT, we're really excited to bring idea sharing to our stage, information to our stage. And I got to shout out to RJ. He is one of our 5 retail advisory board members. And they are just awesome in sharing ideas and thoughts on what could help them improve their business, but help other sleep retailers improve theirs as well. So you guys were talking about how awesome he is, and I've gotten to know him in the last month or so much more closely, and it's a lot of fun. But I am in awe of what this industry pulls out every single day. And SleepNXT is just another way for us to advance that service to consumers who are looking for a great night's sleep.
It really is. And you put your finger on something that no guest has put their finger on directly. In COVID, we were at the very beginning, we were in a really weird position, and retailers had what they had and really had to sell what they had to sell because none of us knew what all of this meant. And there were customers that settled for what was in stock. And boy, wouldn't that be an interesting call out for an ad campaign, probably multimedia ad campaign, where you shout out to those customers, hey, if you've ever settled in the past, you don't have to settle anymore, And
I think that's smart. That's smart. And it was 6 years ago today when everything kind of
it really
changed.
was. It was such a scary time. I mean, I put on a brave face for my audience, but I was just dying a million deaths. And I thought it was going to be the worst thing that ever happened to me. And as it turned out, my manufacturers that I represent were very creative, found ways to stay open. And most of my retailers, my smaller retailers, they were able to stay open. My real big guys couldn't. They're just too much pressure on them, too many eyeballs on them. They couldn't, but all of my little guys stayed open, every one of them. And it really held us up during that very, very difficult time. The crazy thing is there was a lot of business out there, but it was all kind of underground, and everybody was too scared to say, hey, I'm open. You're not going to sit there and say on social media, hey, I'm open, come in. And social media has become important. And, RJ, I loved what you said a few minutes ago about the importance of what happens outside of the seminar, what happens outside of the formal talks, these alliances that we make, these friendships. And I'm going to challenge every one of you, and especially if this is your first time to an event like this, I want you to get out of your comfort zone. Like if you see me, I want you to say, Pete, introduce yourself. I'm happy to meet with you. I'm happy to talk to you. I'm happy to help you in any way I can. I don't care if you're in my territory, you're not in my territory. My drive in this industry for 44 years has been to leave this thing better than it was when I got here. And that's still my drive. And incidentally, it's worked out very well for me. And almost accidentally, when your heart is that of a servant and you just want to serve people, it all works out for you. Hugo Perez, what's up, everyone? Hugo, shout out to you in Texas. Thank you for being here, sir. Chris and Kylie. Oh, we got the big hitters from Cumberland. Hey, Chris. Hey, Kylie. Thank you for being here. What
You know,
say
and-
you,
and-
RJ? I see something percolating there, brother.
I do. One of the things I want people to know the most about like SleepNXT and what's coming with this conference is these aren't far-fetched ideas, right? We're talking about everyday implementable things that retailers need. I know that's what I was looking for, and I'm still looking for it every day, right? Like the whimsical great ideas and, hey, what if we do this? What if we do this? But no, hey, here's the steps. Here's the processes, staffing, advertising. What do we do? How do we get to that next level? And that's what SleepNXT is going to bring, right? Real life solutions and not just hypotheticals. Because there's tons of hypotheticals out there. Oh, maybe try this, maybe try. How? How do we get started? What's the first step that we take? And that's something I think that retailers, and I know people because we're on calls every week together, retailers around the country are thirsty for that. They need that. Big, small, they want real life information and how to implement it. And that's what SleepNXT is going to bring, especially on the retailer end of it. Ideas for tomorrow that are going to get you through this storm and lead you into the promised land tomorrow in real life and in easy ways to implement them, real life strategies and a protocol on what to do next. And that I think is so important, especially on the retail side of things.
And I love, let me just hop in here if I may. I love that we're really making a concerted effort to pull in retail voices, the ones who are successful in upselling, the ones who are successful in hiring and firing and leading and inspiring, and the ones who are successful in marketing and advertising, and the ones that are creative in those strategies to really drive their business and their sales. And hearing from those, you may walk away from SleepNXT with a brand new idea that you're like, oh, simple to implement, take it away tomorrow, coach your team, and make a difference in your business across the way. So I'm very excited about the people that we've lined up to speak, and we're still adding speakers every day to the website as we get those commitments. And like RJ said, everybody's looking for something to make their business successful.
I really, really, it's kind of funny that I kind of just saw this and it really jumped out at me. This hiring and firing is a big deal. And I'm going to tell you, everyone, why it's a big deal. You were probably a superstar salesman for a chain, and then you opened up your own place. You know everything about sales, and you've learned your way about marketing and advertising, and you're going to get lots of marketing and advertising advice at this event. But the hiring and firing, you probably don't know as much about that as you should. And it's super important today with HR compliance, potential lawsuits. You really have to be educated on the best practices for hiring and firing. And I'm going to tell you, probably the leading voice in the industry on this has been Scott Vaughn, and Giannakovo a close second, but Scott Vaughn in particular. Hey, Jeff Giannakovo, he says, hey, all from Lancaster, PA, and Gardner's Mattress and More. Jeff, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for being here, brother. I know you're probably one of the busiest guys I know in the industry, and for you to take the time out to say hi to RJ and Sheila is appreciated. Getting back to this HR thing, one of the most important things that I got from Scott's masterclass, RJ, was this idea of discovering if they're coachable. And Jeff Giannakovo very specifically was at that first masterclass with us, right? I'm looking around and I'm going, like, Giannakovo, he does not need to be here. But he was furiously making notes. I wish everybody watching this could have seen it. The guys that probably didn't need to be there, they were all there. And that's one of the things that has always amazed me about these live events. Most of the people that are there are looking for one or two little things that can help drive their business forward. And some of the guys and gals that really desperately need to be there, they're not there because they got Mavenitis. They pretend like they have it all figured out. Guess what? I've been in this industry for 44 years. I haven't figured it out. I am a teacher, but more than that, I am a student. I sit at the feet of Scott Vaughn and Jeff Giannakaville, and I learn something from these dudes every day. But this idea of being coachable, RJ, I think it's really, really an important idea. And I'm sure we're going to go deep into that at the conference. What's your favorite, RJ? What's your favorite seminar topic that you've seen in there that intrigues you the most?
Before I answer that, I am going to disagree with you here, though, Pete. You
Go
said
ahead.
they don't need to be there. You said they don't need to. Yes, they do need to be there, right? Because as good as Scott and Jeff are, and they are amazing, right? I consider mentors of mine. I've learned so much from them. They've forgotten more than I'll ever know, right? But iron sharpens iron. The reason why Scott, Jeff, Fawad, you see the success, Chris Nelson, Chris Dehaney's on calls on conferences, and he's at coaching, and Kristen Sugar and the group from Carolina, all them guys, why they're there is because they want to do better, right? Because they want to learn, they want to grow, and they want to make sure that their businesses are at the front and center for the next 10, 15, 20 years. That's why they're there. That's why they're so passionate about it, right? That's why when you catch Jeff Giannakaville on a Friday call on the Win the Weekend, you'll get a rant or two every once in a while, right? An amazing, passionate rant because he cares so much. That's why they're there. And that's why I'm there. Pete, that's why you do these shows, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody knows this. Big news flash. This isn't a huge money-making thing for Pete. Pete's not making money on these shows, ladies and gentlemen.
Nope.
Matter of fact, it's costing him money. A lot of money every year. But he does it for the passion to help. When he says he wants to leave this industry better than he found it, that's real. That's not a punchline or a slogan for his show. It's real. I can tell you he's called me. We've had conversations on the weekend, Saturday morning, 6 a.m, we're on the phone talking about this industry. That's real. So I just want that to be known. For those who don't attend, for those who say who make excuses, who don't find the time, right? They're the ones that are going to be on the outside looking in. I wish I would have done this. I should have done this. Now's your chance. Now's your opportunity. May 12th is coming up. Take the time, invest in you, invest in your business. Come to SleepNXT. Take everything out of it. Bring a notebook. Bring a recording device. Whatever you need to do to retain the information that's going to be given to you, right? If you need help, make a phone call. Again, you said come up to Pete. You guys, anybody can approach me at any time. I am super approachable. If I can help you, and I don't know everything. I don't know most things. But if I can help you with what I do know, I will be happy to share. I will be happy to share. And if I don't know, I know people that may know. And I will point you in that right direction. I have amazing mentors in this business who have poured into me so heavily that I am so passionate. But this industry has changed my life. It has changed my family's life. And that means something to me, right? And like you, Pete, I want to leave this place in a better condition than I found it. And I'm going to make that my life's mission to do so. So I just wanted to point that out. I apologize, but they need to be there. And I'm so thankful that they are for us, right? I'm thankful for me, and I'm thankful for everyone else who gets the benefit of seeing them there and interacting with them.
Scott Vaughn says that one little thing you can learn can make you $1 million, and it makes the investment to go to an event like SleepNXT a must-go event. There you go. The great Scott Vaughn.
Baby.
Chad Fisher. That's what's so great. I know, squirrel. I know what you're thinking. Squirrel. That's what's so great about this industry. Everyone is always willing to help and share for the success of others. And Kristen Sugar, in an industry where we too often read about store closures or bankruptcies, it's refreshing to come to SleepNXT and be surrounded by successful, forward-thinking retailers. I love learning what makes them thrive, and I love sharing how Caroloa can help them grow even more. Little plug.
Amen.
What do I expect from Sugar? Also, my friend Marnie Kirby, in the middle of your rant, woo-woo, bring it. Bring it, RJ, bring it.
And real quickly, if we just say congratulations to Marnie on her newfound success at her new location. I couldn't be more proud of her. I couldn't be happier for her. She deserves it. You want to talk about somebody who cares, not just about business, but cares about helping people and providing a service to people in her area. Marnie is top of the food chain. And I just want you to know, Marnie, we're all proud of you. We see you, and I love that for you.
Yeah. I'm not going to let that go that easily. I know you're trying to be respectful for time, RJ. Marnie was on almost every call, Win the Weekend call. And sometimes we could look at her and we could see the sadness and we could see she was on the verge of tears and she barely talked. And other times she talked more. But an opportunity came, and, forgive me if I believe it was sent to her by God as a reward for her hard work and for hanging in there when 90% of all the people I know would have quit. But she hung in there. And Scott Vaughn and her talked and talked and talked. And Scott helped her negotiate a new lease, helped her get out of her old lease, all for free. And I got to tell you, that when I found that out from Marnie, literally made me cry. Because I'm like, I am so lucky to be in this business with people with hearts as big as that. So Marnie, we are so excited about your newfound success, and it's not new. You've been serving people for your entire life, and you're finally starting to enjoy some of the success that you deserve, that you've already earned. And it's so Marnie says, Pete, no doubt it was a blessing, and RJ was part of that as well. Yes, I know that. I know that there were a lot of conversations between you and RJ. And listen, whenever you guys tell me, hey, I had this conversation with this person and the other person outside of the group, it makes me so happy. That's what Win the Weekend was all about. It was about, let's get to know each other in a different way. Let's become true friends and mentors to each other, and let's help each other grow our business.
Is about. That was, baby. That ain't going nowhere. We can't ever let that go away.
My friend keeps correcting me here, and
I love you, baby.
Always right, and I can't stand it.
I love you, baby. I don't want you to ever say was, because they ain't never going anywhere, Pete. That's done too. It's changed lives.
So
part of that morning.
Just so you know, we already have our succession plan. God forbid something happens to me, RJ's picking up the mantle and running with it.
You're not going anywhere.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. But Marnie, you really deserve the shout out that RJ gave you. You deserve everything you get. And you are exactly who we should all try to be. I mean, you always kept your focus on the customer, always kept your focus on doing the things that you had to do every day, even though it felt like you were beating your head against a brick wall. Well, guess what? That brick wall, it crumbled. And guess what? It's a whole new ball game now. And I couldn't be happier for you. RJ, thanks for bringing that up. That was very good. So, what are you excited about to see? I'm really excited about seeing the Hire and Fire. And there's a few other things, but that kind of jumped out at me. I think that a lot of our store owners need that. What do you see?
I struggle with that. That's actually what I'm most excited about, right? One of the things, especially in this post-COVID, I don't want to say economy, but post-COVID workforce, hiring and firing is incredibly tough, right? Finding not only somebody who's talented or coachable, but finding somebody who fits into the culture, right? Because we hire via personality, right? Sales are sales. That's great. We can always teach you how to sell. We can train you how to sell a mattress, but you need to fit the right culture. Something that we've been building here at Jacksonville Bedding, especially, is what we do, how we do it, who we are, and how we want to present ourselves to our customers and our public. And that means way more than selling a mattress. And that's the honest truth, right? That's not a sales pitch. We actually care about helping people sleep better and live better. And it's something that's changed our business, right? When we took over that mindset, it's helped change our business. But in that process and in this time, it's been really tough finding people who are wanting to be a part of something special, who are willing to be coachable, moldable, And I could really use that help. And I'm looking forward to that. I will be glued to those seminars. I mean, we have 25 plus speakers already lined up that are going to be talking, roundtable discussions, panels discussions. I mean, Pete, there is so much going on from the CEO of Mattress Warehouse, CEO of Purple. I mean, everybody's there, right? I mean, you want to talk about a who's who in this world of mattresses, in this world of bedding that we live in. This is the who's who event of the year, bar none.
All right. So hiring, firing.
Yeah.
Sheila, what are you excited? Which one of those seminar titles really excite you and you believe will drive good value for our store owners?
Yeah, I think the one thing that I keep hearing from retailers, there are fewer door swings, right? There's no way to dispute that. So that's a challenge. So I think building tickets, building average tickets so that it's a higher, every consumer that comes in that you close, you know, throw in pillows, don't give them away. Let's not give them away. You know, pillows and top of bed and linens and all of the add-ons, adjustable bed bases. Where's the attachment rate? Can we grow that? I think that's very tactical. I think that's very strategic. And we've got some retail stores who are amazing at building those tickets and some that struggle with it, honestly. So I think hearing from those that are really, really good at building that out so that they're successful with those limited door swings right now, I can't imagine that that's not a huge takeaway for most retailers. Back to the hiring aspect, culture busters. RJ mentioned culture and building teams that have a great culture and work together. I call them, when you get those bad hires, we've all had them, culture busters. That, you know, you may have the best culture in your workplace ever, but if you hire that one bad person, they can just ruin it. So I think that's incredibly important. The other thing that I'm really excited about, and I love so much about this industry and this category, and you guys were talking a little bit about it with Marnie and Scott and RJ and how everybody pulled in to help her figure out a great solution so she could keep going. Networking and jumping in and idea sharing in the off times. I love it when people aren't wallflowers. I will say, if you come to the event, and I hope to see you there, don't sit on the sidelines. Throw yourself into every conversation that you have the opportunity to have and make them matter. Make them matter for you, make them matter for your business, make them matter for our industry as a whole. Those conversations are unbelievable. There's so much on this agenda that I can't wait to bring to life. But working together and idea sharing with one another in groups of 3, 4, or 350, that's critical to making SleepNXT your own and making it valuable for you as you move forward.
Sheila, I love that. I love don't sit on the sidelines. That really just sums it up. Throw yourself out there, put yourself out there, even if it's uncomfortable, because you're going to find out that the other person who might be uncomfortable too is actually brilliant. And once you reach out to them and they start talking to you, you're going to be like, oh my Lord, thank you. I actually reached out to somebody and this person is brilliant and they can help me. And we should all be helping each other. And there's this yin and yang, this give and take that happens at these conferences that is unbelievably special. And I'm going to say this to you as well. You know, when you look at live events, only the top 5% in any industry will go to it. Only the top 5%. And so you're really, Joseph, how are you, brother? Joseph Stepkey says, well said, Sheila. Joe, the finance guy. I love Joseph. He's such a great guy. And Cumberland Furniture Mattress Outlet. This would be Kylie and Chris. This industry truly is special to have such care and loving and helpful people. I've been so impressed with the character of the individuals we have met. This was a perfect example of exactly that. True. Chris Tahaney. Customer acquisition costs are too high to not address virtually every element of your business. That's why it's so important to attend events like SleepNXT. Come and seek help, because no one store is operating at 100% potential. That's the truth. The most successful owners admit that themselves. Yep, 100%. Oh, I'm glad. Joseph Stepke says, doing great, Pete. I'm so happy to hear that. Haven't seen you in a while, so really glad to hear that. All right. So here we are, and I would say we're 10 minutes in, but we're not. We've only got 19 minutes left, guys, and we got to make it count. Anybody that's got a question about this event or a comment or something you feel passionate about, bring it up. Your questions come first before our dialogue. So jump in the chat. My producer, Chris Stone, will pull it up, and what your question is going to get pulled up right to the front, because I have no choice, because whatever is on that screen, I will read it. Squirrel, squirrel. That's me. Sorry about that, guys. Sheila, this sounds amazing. Some of the criticisms I've heard in the past about the bedding conference is like it was for vendors, set up by vendors. This one is the opposite. This is for retailers, by retailers. Retailers are at the forefront in shaping the event, the curriculum, everything. My hat is off to you, Sheila, and your team, because it's exactly what needed to happen for the benefit of the entire industry. So thank you for doing that.
Oh, thank you. And you said the magic word, team. We have an amazing conference team here at Furniture Today, and they've been putting in the work and making it happen, and our partners with our retail advisory board. But I will also say we can't do it without our partners on the manufacturing side. We have a great roster of sponsors who help us build this, help us support it, and help us bring it to life. Pete, your sponsors are your lifeblood, right? And so those are important partners to us too. But really, truthfully, and there they are. They're amazing people. But without those retail voices from those frontline employees who own and operate the stores and manage the stores and do the sales, that's the people we think you guys want to hear most from. And that's what our retail advisory board has said. And so we're leaning into that really, really hard, just because you live it every single day. It's tactical, it's strategic, it's problem solving at its best. And so we're looking forward to hearing from all of our retail partners as they tell their stories and explain what their pinch points are and how they've solved them going forward.
You say that so quickly and so easily, and you said it regarding building tickets. So I'm going to unpack this just a little bit. Tactical and strategic. You need them both. You need to understand the whys of the strategy and then the tactics follow, but you need both. If you just get the tactics and you don't understand the why, you can't adapt the tactics. If you only have strategy but no tactics, you could get stuck in implementation. So thank you for it. You don't even think about it, Sheila, but it's really important for us as retailers to think about everything in terms of strategy and tactical. The practical word for word implementation is important, but having a tactical awareness so that you can pivot when you need to pivot is super important. I see the wheels going. RJ, jump in, brother. I see it going.
It is. So, and one of the things I want to highlight about this event is this is one of the few events that we get to celebrate the people of our industry, right? We have, lifelong honorees. We have retailers that we're going to celebrate their contributions and their successes in this industry. And I think that's so important, right? Sometimes you need a pat on the back, Pete. Sometimes it feels good to be acknowledged in front of your peers and in front of industry executives, in front of other retailers. And it gives other retailers something to shoot for, something to aspire to, right? Something that they have a goal, right, in mind, like, hey, I want to be on that stage one day, right? Because there's no doubt I want to be on a stage one day. I want to be on the stage one. I'm not shy to admit it. I want to be on the stage, Pete, right? And that's going to be my goal. I'm going to work and claw and fight until that day that I am. But all these amazing retail honorees that we're going to be celebrating in front of an entire industry. And I love that about SleepNXT. I do. I absolutely love that. And going back to something we talked about as far as wallflowers, I would like to challenge, Pete, everybody who's there, who's not shy. I'm not, Pete. I know you, and there's going to be other attendees we know that aren't. If you see somebody hiding out, leaned away, not engaging, walk up to them, shake their hand, introduce yourself, ask them about who they are, what they need help with, where they're struggling. I am going to commit to, if I see you hiding against the wall, you're going to see this mug coming after you. I'm going to walk up to you. I'm going to shake your hand. I'm going to say hello, and I'm going to talk to you. So if you don't want to talk to me, you better talk to somebody else, because I'm going to do it the entire conference. 12th to the 14th, I'm going to be there, and I'm going to be looking for you hiding out.
Joseph completely supports your comment. Exactly, RJ. Hand clap, hand clap, hand clap. And RJ, I accept your challenge. I will do the same. And so if you see me looking at you and you really don't want to engage, you only have one choice. Head the other way, run as fast as you can. I got to tell you, when I played college football, I could run a 4.5. I can't run a 4.5 anymore, but maybe my 5.0 could get me there. I don't know, but I'm coming for you, because I don't want to let RJ down. That's my biggest goal in life. Joseph Stemke says, love that, RJ. Get all the wallflowers off the wall and talk to them to get them engaged. Yeah, I think we all need to commit to that. Kristen Sugar, Sheila, forgive me if I am off by a few years, but you have been with FT for almost 10 years. You're way off. And 5 years as executive editor, primarily for Bedding. Can you share what you love about our industry? That's a great question. Thank you, Chris.
That is a great question. So I came back to furniture today, the end of 2020, right in the middle of COVID. I had been away, done a couple of other things. So I've been here for 5 years back. What do I love about this industry? Well, we talked a little bit about it earlier about idea sharing, how so many in this industry are willing to reach out, pick up the phone, go on Teams or whatever your channel of preference is to help somebody out. If somebody calls and asks you for something, you better believe somebody's going to come. And it's probably not going to be just one person, it's going to be an army of people. And RJ is really good about inclusivity and reaching out and bringing people in. I think Pete is really good about building an army to support others, and so many other people in this industry. That sounds a little hokey maybe, but that's what I love so much about the people in this industry. Everybody's willing to help. Everybody's willing to share, and everybody sees that pulling people up and helping them improve helps the industry across the whole industry. So I love that. Now, at the end of the day, we all compete, right? And we're fierce competitors. But if RJ's in a ditch and he calls and says, Sheila, I need your help, I'll come help him. I'll help him out of the ditch. And once I know he's safe, maybe there's a competitive streak that comes out too. But I just love the willingness to help one another.
Wow, you put your finger on something that's so important, Sheila. We are competitors, but being competitors doesn't let us out of decency. And when I was powerlifting, I really, really angered my coach because I shared my chalk with a competitor. He was a world champion in powerlifting in my weight class, in my age group. And so I gave him I think my chalk at one point, my smell and salts at the other time. Then something happened with his wraps, and I gave him a brand new set of wraps that I was going to use for that meat, and I used my old wraps, and I beat him. And my coach kept saying, Pete, I don't understand what you're doing. You're giving away your advantage. I said, no, you don't understand. I want him to come up to me and shake my hand and say, you're the strongest guy I've ever lifted against. And that's exactly what he did, because he had no excuses. I wasn't going to let him have the excuse of my smell and salts were bad. I didn't have the chalk. I didn't have the right wrap. I wanted him to have every advantage. And if I win, I win. And if I don't win, I don't win. And guess what? Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. If you're positive and you do the right things for people all the time, sooner or later you win. You win. And so, Sheila, I think there's a lot of friendly competition in our industry. And I don't think there's anybody that I've ever met outside of like one or two people that they're not even in the industry anymore. It tends to weed them out. If you're like a person that doesn't have a good heart, you're going to get weeded out. It's too small of an industry. You'll get a black mark next to your name, and people won't want to do business with you. And sooner or later, you wash out. So I think that's really, really important distinction that you made there. Guys, we are rounding third base, and we have 8 minutes left.
How can that be?
I felt like we've only talked for a few minutes, and there's so much more to talk about. But is there a question that I should have asked that I didn't? Let's get that question out there and let's answer that question. And that's to you, RJ, and it's also to you, Sheila, and anybody in the comments. If there was a question that you really wanted to ask and you didn't ask it, go ahead, pluck it in there, and Chris will throw it up on the screen.
How much wood
would a
woodchuck?
If a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Right. No, Pete, I think the one question is why? Just why, right? Why do I want to be there? Why do I want to be a part of this event? And even beyond the event, why do I want to participate and continue and learn our education in this business? Great, you got a store. You're doing well. You're making profit. That's amazing. Guess what, Pete? It's going to all go away tomorrow, right? If we don't stay on top of it, and we've seen it, successful giants in this industry have closed their doors just in the last couple months because they didn't evolve with the times. They didn't make the strategic changes they needed to make in time. Here's your opportunity to stay ahead of the curve, Pete.
I love that. I have a question, though, RJ.
Sure.
Does your discount code still work?
So it does, right? But I'm going to tell you something, Pete. I got a 30% discount code. But we're talking about challenges, right? We've been a little spicy today, right? So here, let's put Sheila on the spot, right? Because I don't mind putting somebody on the spot. Sheila, you could do better.
I'll top you. My discount code is a little bit better than RJ's.
Okay.
So if you go to SleepNXTConference.com, you can register with Sheila40, and it gives you 40% off.
Wow. Okay.
Sheila 40. Hey, if you're on the fence of going to this or not, you can use that code and get 40% off. Like, do this. Come on.
I'm registering right now.
Wait, you should have already registered, RJ.
Oh, sorry. So 40% off using Sheila 40. That's 40. I can do math. I went to New Jersey Public, carried a one. That's better than 30% off. 40 is better than 30% off.
That's awesome. Thank you, Sheila. That is very gracious of you. Guys, gals, no excuses. Let's go. Let's do this. Sheila, any questions that I should have asked you that I didn't during the time that we spent together?
We've talked about my favorite things about SleepNXT. We've talked about my favorite things about the industry. We've got a couple, in addition to the panels for SleepNXT, we've got a couple of speakers that I'm really kind of jazzed about. One is Bob Phibbs, who's the retail doc. He likes to solve all the ails of retailers. So he's pretty compelling. Mike Magnuson with goodbed.com. He's bringing it again. He's a favorite at our conferences. And then we've got Chris Beard, who is with a real estate consulting firm in Florida. And he's going to talk about what we can expect in the 18 months with real estate sales and trends and all of the things that kind of come into and impact mattress sales. So I think those three guys will be very worth the time, in addition to our retail sharing panels and our workshops that we have on tap.
That's awesome. Keep it right there, Chris. Bob Phipps, CEO at The Retail Doctor. I have followed this guy for years, never met him in person, so I cannot wait to meet him in person. That is incredible. Mike Magnuson's a friend of mine. He's been on the show many times, and I can't wait to see Mike again. And I remember Mike when he was bumbling around High Point Market, telling me about this dream he had, and he made that dream happen. And I am so proud of him. He's been a force for good in our industry. Kristen Sugar, we paid full price and still think it's worth every penny.
You're not getting a refund, Sugar. You're not getting any money back.
Thank you, Kristen. Chad Fisher says, if you are looking at the cost as being a reason to not attend, how much money will you lose by not attending? That's powerful, Chad. Thank you, brother. And Kristen Sugar says, RJ, how is the new store coming? And what is the biggest lesson you are learning? Or are you going to make me wait until I see you at SleepNXT?
So very quickly, because we're running out of time here, the grand opening for our Fleming Island location, our second store, will be the day after SleepNXT. So May the 15th. At 12 is our ribbon cutting ceremony, and we have a lot of things planned. We're actually doing a big promotion with Caraloha and a few other of our partners and vendors that I just I adore so much and treat us amazing. The biggest lesson I learned is to not take on too much, right? I have had so much going on with, I got 3 kids under 7, and I have SleepNXT coming up that I'm really trying to focus on, opening a new store. We had our home and patio show. We just bought a brand new home, so we moved here in the last week. So we just have a ton of things going on. My podcast studio is being built at the new store. So, so just a lot of stuff. So if you're going to be in the area and you're staying close to Florida and you want to come by and be at the grand opening, it is literally the day after the conference. We would love to have you there. And also real quick, Pete, I do want to say happy birthday to one and only Chris Stone, 21 years old today, 21 years young.
Everybody, please wish Chris Stone a happy birthday. He is the best producer I've ever worked with, and universally by really much higher profile people than me, regarded as the best podcast producer in our industry. So happy birthday, Chris. And thank you, RJ, for remembering that. Kylie and Chris had a really, thank you, Kristen. Thank you, Chad. Lots of amazing agenda items here. What would you say is one of the most important can't miss sessions? I think we covered that, but there might be another one.
All of them. We can't miss any of them.
It's true.
Chris, in the last minute, can you pull up Chris and Kylie's comment for RJ? I think it was congratulating them on the new store, but I'm not sure. Congratulations, RJ. We are so excited for y'all. That's from Chris and Kylie Nelson at Cumberland Furniture Mattress Outlet. So
thank you guys. I love those guys. They're amazing.
They're the best.
Friends of mine. I mean, they're friends of mine, right? Again, these are people when you come to these events, you come as strangers, you're in all of these people, and then you leave as friends. And I have made lifelong friends because of conferences and SleepNXT and the coaching we do. And I'm just so grateful for this industry. Thank you.
Chris is another one. I met him at Scott Vaughn's masterclass. It's the same one I met you at. Chris was at that one.
He was.
That was crazy. So someone's watching this show and they want to get a hold of you, RJ. What's the best way to get a hold of you?
You can reach me at rj@jacksonvillebedding.com. If you're on Facebook, you can follow me, send me a message. I'm approachable anytime. And my cell phone, you can call or text me 904-828-9661. Please call if I don't answer. I got 3 kids under 7. I'll get back to you. I promise.
904-828-9661 is RJ's cell. And Sheila, how do we get a hold of you?
Email is great. SOMARA@furnituretoday.com. Or you're more than welcome to ring my cell at any time. Well, not any time, because I do love sleep, right? I am very serious about sleep. But you're more than welcome to text or call 803-447-8297.
8297?
Yes, sir. That's it.
803-447-8297. Guys, thank you so much for being here. I can't wait to see you both at the event. And Sheila, please thank your team for us. And RJ, thank you for all you're doing to make this event a huge success. We appreciate everything you do for the industry. I especially appreciate what you did for me on Friday, hosting Win the Weekend when I was busy handing out award money at a top 100 account that a lovely young lady won a $5,000 shopping spree at Levin Furniture and Mattress. And, you know, I was hoping it was going to be somebody nice. And like her mom drove her because she was visiting from DC. And she had actually bought something. So not only did she end up getting her purchase for free, she had extra money to help her mom get something. So I was really, it touched my heart deeply. But thank you so much, RJ, for everything you're doing.
An honor, truly.
And everybody, today is the best day to sell a great night's sleep. So get after it today. Have fun. And sell a million. Make sure that you sign up for this conference. Make sure you do that. Do not forget your code, special code, Sheila40. 40% off, guys. Don't miss it. Go forth and sell a million this week. And don't ever stop having fun, because you're going to have fun before you ever make your first dollar, or they're not going to buy from you. So have fun and sell a million. Take care, everybody.